While the Health Living Alliance calls for an increase in the Health Promotion Levy, a tax on sugar-sweetened beverages, the sugar industry believes this levy poses a significant threat to jobs and livelihoods. The industry believes the levy has already led to the loss of 16,000 jobs in its first year, with potential for further increases in unemployment, particularly in the rural regions where sugarcane is a vital crop. To get some perspective on the industry, the CEO of the South African Sugar Association, Sifiso Mhlaba, joins me now. Good afternoon, Sifiso. Thank you so much for joining us on Point. Just a short while ago, in fact, an hour ago, we spoke to Heala, who make the representation about the health implications that sugary drinks bring, and you also make your own about the implications that this has. In fact, you are calling on the government to hold off increasing the tax on the industry until 2030. Tell us how this will impact on the master plan that you say is vital to the recovery of the industry.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on the show. You're absolutely correct. I think we have seen the impact of the HPL. We have seen the jobs being lost, and this was verified through an independent study that was published by Network. In order to recover from that, we are now implementing a sugarcane value chain master plan that is being led jointly by the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition, as well as Agriculture. What we seek to achieve with the master plan, Diablo, is to diversify the industry so that we are producing not only sugar, but other products as well. Obviously, this kind of process takes time and requires significant investment. Hence, we are calling for the moratorium to be kept in place until 2030 to allow the industry and government to finalize the plans for diversification and start implementing those plans in order to preserve the rural jobs and livelihoods that depend on the industry.
Yeah, we probably don't know enough about the challenges that the industry is facing, but I understand that you have even a reduced number of sugar farmers that you've been seeing in the industry. Just how bad are things in that industry?
Diablo, the industry used to have quite a number of small-scale farmers. If you go back 20 years ago, the number was more than 50,000. It has reduced, and we cannot simply blame the HPL for that. It's been over a period of time. There's been drought, and there's been other impacts. However, if you zoom in, since the introduction of the HPL, you have 16,000 jobs that have been lost in the industry. And you have, I must say, more than 1 million livelihoods that depend on the industry. And the industry operates in deep rural areas where limited other commodities can be planted. So it's not that farmers can simply take out cane and plant other products. It's cane is, because of various issues, as well as topography in KZN, cane is the only commodity that at the scale required can be planted in order to preserve those jobs. We certainly think there is space for cane. That's why we want to use the full cane stock so that we have ultimate products and various products that we can produce and we can preserve the livelihood. What we're really calling for is time. Allow us time to diversify, allow us the space to invest and make those necessary investment, and create a conducive policy space so that the industry can continue to be sustainable and thrive.
Yeah. So where do you stand as an industry about the claims of Heala about the impact, the health impact that sugar beverages have on the South African population, or maybe the population worldwide? In fact, the CEO is saying that the industry is being disingenuous by saying that the sugar is not the only thing that could contribute to comorbidities or other diseases, and that there's actually, the industry says, there are other things that can contribute to people falling sick.
Diablo, we as an industry believe that sugar is part of a balanced lifestyle. We certainly believe there needs to be a balanced lifestyle, and we believe that people should live a balanced lifestyle to ensure that all the carbohydrates that they consume are used in the body. I think also what we're very clear on and what we've been calling for is the publishing of the National Dietary Intake Study. What we're saying is it doesn't make sense to target one product when the obesity and NTC problem is complex and complicated. You need evidence-based policy intervention And we believe that that needs to be the groundwork, that needs to be the basis upon which policy is made. And we haven't seen that. So the situation where the dietary intake study is yet to be published, we don't know what the outcomes are, we don't know what the results are, but yet to have an intervention that is causing socio-economic problems that we cannot afford to have at this stage. So we are calling for a balance. Let's have the evidence and let's have that debate. It doesn't make sense to us that you lose the jobs whilst you're not even sure that while your intervention is going to have the desired health outcomes.
Yeah. The one thing that you both agree on with Heala is that diversification needs to happen. They talk about you moving to biofuels, and I can imagine that that is the direction that you are taking. But having this extension up to 2030 for a sector that is already in trouble, what difference is it likely to make during the time that you're trying to implement this master plan? Can more job losses be arrested or not?
Certainly, Diablo, I must say, we have been implementing the master plan since 2020. So it's not that we're saying give us time so that we start. We're saying give us time so that we continue on the journey that we've been. When we started, we had almost 40 products that we're looking at. We have narrowed this down to about 4 and are working with government partners, including the IDC, to finalize the feasibility studies. You're right, bioethanol is one of them. Aviation fuel is another, bioplastics is another option, but we need to have and complete this phase of the project and start implementing.
Yeah.
But if you actually adjust the text now, whilst we're in the middle of this investigation, then you're not even allowing us a chance to save the jobs.
Right.
And if there is an adjustment in the text, we'll be seeing jobs lost, farmers going out of business, and potentially mills closing. But all that we're arguing for is allow us a chance to complete the process that we've started through the master plan.
Sifiso, thank you so much for your time. I've been speaking to Sifiso Mhlaba. He's the CEO of the South African Sugar Association.